All right, I'm gonna quickly recap like the duplicated subdivisions of panels. So in the previous version, what we did here was we divided domain, right? Then we took that divided domain and we divided it again to get vertical subdivisions, right? Um, what most of us are working on is a panelized surface, similar to what you see here, right? So you have these interior panels that are not quite as large as the overall panel size, right? They fit into a smaller frame. So that is a little bit different in the sense that now you're dividing the domain to create your post cadence, right? That's going to be your overall frame cadence. This is 1, this is 2. Then you're going to construct domain squared to create a smaller panel within that that has to be reparametrized to do it. So I've mentioned that to a few of you so far. So let me just recap that with you. And I overly simplified this. I just created a surface with a B-rep. You guys are building it off of one surface, so don't be confused by this. So we're going to go to Surface, Utility, and use isotrim along with Math, Domain, Divide Domain Squared. And just like you've seen a bunch of times so far, this is that triangle that we're going to be constructing quite a bit. We'll go with 1 to 10. So looks like U count is my vertical. There we go. Okay, so I've got like 4 subdivided panels, right? So now I need to create the glass panels within it. Just so you understand the geometry of the thing, I'm going to just pull something off the side so you can visually see it. So I'm going to put a deconstruct B-rep here with a curve on the edges. So that way it's going to show you just the edges when this is turned off. Okay, so that's like, this is going to become the frame that you build your posts and your rails on. That part makes sense, right? So if I'm going to take these individual surfaces, right, because now this is all broken out into 4 separate surfaces, I'm going to use construct domain. So this part was divide domain squared, or to the 2. And the next one's going to be construct domain. So let's go to math, domain, construct domain squared. And you'll see that it has those 4 values to use. It's a U minimum and a U maximum and a V minimum and a V maximum. We do need to use another isotrim, so perhaps that's where some of you are getting confused with that one. This get up here is going to be our construct domain squared. The surface plugs in here. The domain will plug in here, and remember that this actually has to be reparametrized. Okay, reparametrize in the menu. Remember that what that does is it changes it from being an order of magnitude from the base corner of that surface to being relative to the overall domain of the size of that surface. Okay, and you'll see how that works in a moment. So in your sliders, you're going to use 0. To 1.00, because remember this is going to be a proportional order of magnitude of the whole domain, right? No matter how big that panel is, it's either going to be 0 or 1. 0 meaning 0% of the whole surface, 1 meaning 100% of the whole surface. Create 4 of these. And your U minimum starts at 0, U maximum will start at 1. And then V minimum starts at 0, and then V maximum starts at 1. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off so you can see what this is actually doing. You have your curve edges shown here. So if I pull my U minimum back and I pull my V minimum back, right, it starts to pull off. So now what I'm creating is a surface, a panelized surface that is in the middle of that frame. Is that clear? So what I want you to be careful of, though, is that you're doing it proportionally and accurately. So rather than having, I mean, this is kind of up to you, though, and it's kind of an extra thing, but rather than having umin and umax, what you can do is eliminate the umax and put a mathematical operator on there, and then you can just say go to math and we would want to do 1 minus whatever this value is. So we're going to go to subtraction and do a 1, that, and then plug this in here. Is that right? 1 minus 0.6. U minimum comes out to 0.6. Oh, it should be, sorry, I have that backwards. There you go. There we go. So now what this is doing is it's going to do it in both directions. Pretty clever, right? So we'll do the same thing on the bottom and then call it a day. There we go. So now these sliders are going to operate in that direction and in this direction. Okay? What questions do you have? So I just pretty much gave half of you everything that you need. You're welcome.